Thank you for joining Game Trade Media at PAX Unplugged. I'm Gretchen, and this is Jeff from Amigo Games.
Gretchen, nice to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you again, too. So you have this whole game set up, and we played it once. I'm excited to play it again.
Ready to go. I'm going to give you a quick refresher on the rules, however. Okay? I know you see a lot of games, so I want to make sure that you know this one. And here's the deal, okay? This is a cooperative game, and I hate cooperative games. But if we win, if together we win,
we got this.
You get to choose the prize of your choice from the stack of games over here. Okay,
that's exciting.
However, you got to keep your eyes over here. Don't get too distracted by the games over there while we do this, okay?
Blinders.
So this one's called Xcode. As I mentioned, it's a cooperative game. We are going to work together as a team to try and crack a code. And the way that we crack we totally got it. The way that we crack the code is by entering numbers into this keypad. Okay? When you have three of a kind, when you're holding three of the same number or symbol, the star or the pound sign, you can cover up that space on the board. Okay?
All right.
The catch is we have to cover every space on the board, and we only have 3 minutes to do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that is why, because I don't like cooperative games for the most part, that's why this is so interesting, because there's a time element that adds the pressure of competition.
All right.
Okay, and you've got a lot riding on this because you're going to get to take home
I could get a free game.
A game.
That's exciting.
Okay? So in this game, like many of our games, there are only 4 things you can do.
All right.
If you have 3 of a kind, as I mentioned, you can play it down on that space, and that covers that space. We're then done.
All right.
Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is you can draw more cards. So in a 2-player game, you can play this with up to 8 players, by the way. In a 2-player game, you can hold up to 10 cards. You're going to start with 3. So the first thing you're going to do when I flip over that timer is start drawing more cards to fill your hand, hold up to 10. And this may be hard for you, but you're going to have to communicate and talk.
All right.
As well.
I can do that.
Can you do that? You got it?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
I
so
will
you're gonna
make sure that my introvert self that never talks to anyone, I will put that in a corner. We'll put baby in a corner. I will communicate with you.
Good. Then we'll be communicating together. Good. So that's the second thing. So you can draw cards, right? Tell me what you've got as you do it, so we'll know, because the third thing we can do is trade.
Okay.
And that's how you're going to collect the 3 of the kinds that you need, to cover up all these spaces on the board. Okay, so when you're going to tell me, hey, I've got 2 2s, and I'll say, I have a 2, and then we can trade it. You then have 3 2s, you can put it down and cover the space.
And that's when you can draw more cards as you're trading. Okay.
Okay, and then the last thing you can do is discard. But you can only discard 3 at a time. So you can't just get rid of 1 card you don't need. You have to get rid of 3 cards.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Got it? Those are the rules.
This.
There are 2 special cards in there. So we start with 3. I'm going to set those over there.
Okay.
There are 2 special cards in there. One is a timer. If you collect 3 timers, we can flip over the timer to give us more time.
All right.
And one is an X. Since this is called Xcode, X is a wild card. It can be a timer, it can be a number, it can be a symbol, it can be anything you want it to be. But don't use that X until you've asked me if you have 2 2s and an X. Ask me if I have a 2, because I'd rather trade you than waste the X on something that I already have. Okay? One other little piece, and that is that the numbers have arrows on them. You can see it right here. These tell you the direction you have to trade. So if we had multiple players, let's say we were playing with 8 players, and you needed the 1.
I could only trade
and I have let's say you needed a 3. You had 2 3s. I have a yellow. I can only trade it in this direction. So I'd have to trade it to this player, who trades it to this, who then takes it all the way around the circle. So we've got to work together, all 8 of us, to get it to you. Now, in a 2-player game, if I play a yellow card, you can play a blue card. That's all we have to worry about. Okay?
All right.
Those are the rules. You ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Are you feeling pretty good about this?
Confident.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to flip over the timer, start drawing cards. Tell me what you've got. Ready, set, go. I've got a 1, a 3, a pound, a 6.
I've got a 3. I've got a pound.
You got a 3. Okay, I'm going to pass my 3 to you, so give me something that has a blue arrow on it.
Only my 3 has a blue arrow on it.
Okay, then why don't you give me the 3?
I'm going to give you a 3.
And I'll give you a 1 in return. So I now have 2 3s. Keep drawing cards. I got 6.
I've got timers whenever that has
8.
to happen.
I got 2 timers as well. You
I've
need to have
got
3
2
timers.
timers.
You have a 1, right? Because I gave you one.
I've got a 1.
So there's another 1. You got to give me something with yellow on it.
Yellow on it. What about pound?
Pound's fine.
All right, let's
I now
go.
have 2 pounds. Very good.
I have
got
a
1,
0.
2, 3,
I've
4,
got 2
5,
1s.
6, 7, 8,
I've
9.
got.
Remember,
I've got 2
10 cards.
X's.
2 X's. The X's are wild cards. So if you have 2 1s and an X, is that true?
I've got 2 1s and an X. All right,
down.
let's go.
Let's go. Put that down there. You're good. 1s are done.
1.
All right.
Done.
Now you
All
can
right,
pick,
I got
now
2.
you can draw more cards to your hand.
Yep.
I got 2 3s. I got 2 pounds. I got
I've
a
got
6,
2
a
timers,
5,
but
a
I'm going to wait
7.
till that's a little bit more.
I will give you a timer. So you'll have 3.
I have 3 already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you got 3. Okay,
yeah,
then I don't need to trade.
I got 3. I got a 0, an X,
five,
a 2,
6,
a 0.
7.
Oh, I got 2 zeros. 2 zeros.
Yeah, and you have an X also, right?
And I have an X.
Perfect.
All right.
So play that down there. All right, where 2 of them are gone. Very good. Just right in the middle. There you go. Yep.
There we go.
All right, so you can draw more cards to your hand now.
As I knock them all down.
I know I'm going to have to find another partner next time.
6. Okay.
You got a 6? I have a 6. How many
No,
cards?
I was counting 6.
Okay, all right.
All right, so I have an X, I have a 2, and I have 4 timers now.
Okay.
So we
you
are.
have a 5 or a 6 or a 7?
No, I don't.
Okay, so I'm going to discard my timers, and I'm going to discard a 5, and then I can pick more cards to my hand. I got 2 7s. Do you have a 7?
I do not have a 7. I'm going to discard timer.
No, don't do it yet,
don't do it
because
yet?
we still have
true.
time. I got 2 stars.
All right.
You said you had zeros, right?
I have a 3, I have a 2, I have an X.
We already played zeros,
Yeah.
so we're good on that.
3, 4,
You have a 3? I'll take
6,
the 3. I need
7.
a 3.
Trade.
Very good. There's a 0.
0.
So now the 3s are done.
Oh, I have an 8.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you have 2? You have 2 2s, right?
I have 1 2.
Okay, but you have an X also. So let me give you a 2.
All right, hold on. I'm going to play the timer because those are.
No. Wait, we still
good?
wait
All
till
right.
there's only a couple of grains of sand left in there. So
Oh.
grab that too. You got to give me something with a yellow arrow on it.
Yellow arrow.
I need a
8.
star or a pound if you got it.
I do have a pound.
Perfect.
Pound.
Very good.
All right.
Pounds are done.
2s are done.
Fantastic. 2, 4, 6, 7. I can draw more cards. I got a wild card.
2's done. I have a 0.
Timer.
I have an 8. I have timers.
2s are gone. So I
I
got.
have
Do you have a
another
7?
timer. I do not have a 7.
Okay, then I'm going to use my
sand,
wild
timers.
card. Now you can do the timers. Very good.
Timers, playing those.
Perfect.
Done.
Flip it over.
All right. Go.
3,
Another
6,
timers. Jeez.
7. I have 3 timers.
1, 2, 3,
7,
4, 5, 6, 7,
10. All right.
8.
So I've got 2 stars. I've got a 2, a 7, a 5,
I got a star.
a 9.
I got a star.
You got a star.
Yes.
Bring it to me. There we go. Okay, so I got to give you something yellow.
I
There's
got a 7,
yellow.
a 4, an
7s
X.
are done already. Don't worry about
7s are done.
7s.
I'm going to discard.
Now the stars
2
are done. Now you got to
7s.
you only discard
A
3 at a
3,
time.
I'm gonna discard.
Put another card down there.
Yeah, I will.
4, 5,
I will
6,
discard
7.
a 0.
All right.
I'm ready. We got this.
8,
I have 2 X's.
9, 10. I've got 2 4s.
I've got a 4.
All right, bring it to
There
me,
you go,
please.
there
There
you
we
go.
go. Let me give you a yellow.
I've got another pound.
Fantastic.
We already
pounds
have
done. We got
pounds.
pounds done.
We already have. All right,
2
so we have
4s.
pounds.
We got 5. All we need is 5, 6, 8, and 9. I've got a
I have
5,
I
a
have an
6, and a
8.
9.
I've got an. All right,
Do you have
so
3,
I'm gonna
7,
get rid of that.
8, 9. You said you have an 8, right?
Yes.
I have 2 8s. Can
There
you
we
bring an 8
go.
to me?
8. 1,
All right,
2,
there's a
3,
6.
4, 5, 6,
8s
7,
are done.
8, 9, 10. I have 5 and I have a 9 and I have a 6.
7. I got a 5 and a 9 as well. Let me
right.
give you a 5. Once you give me the 9, I'll
Yes.
give you the 5. Oops, hold on. That's a 9, so a blue. There you go. I have 2
Excellent.
9s.
More time.
Maybe I can draw
1,
for
2,
1,
3, 4,
2,
5, 8, 9, 10.
3. I got a 6. Do you have a 6?
I have a 6.
All right, let me get that 6 to you.
All right, and I will trade you the 5.
Thank
And
you.
I
now have
have-
2 5s.
I have an X, 2 6s.
Okay, so I can get rid of the 1, the 2, and a pound.
Bam. All right. I
I'm
have
gonna
another
discard.
X. I have 2.
I have 2 9s and 2 5s. I got 3 9s. I just drew 1, so all we need is 5s.
All
I have
right.
2 of them.
I have an X. Here, there
Perfect.
you go.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Do you have a blue card you can trade me?
I have
I'll trade you my 2
a blue
5s.
card for a pound.
There you go. Give me 1 more blue card. There you go. You got 2 5s and an X.
Bam.
We did it.
Ha!
Yeah.
All right.
How's that?
I can imagine that with 8 players being insane
It's crazy,
and very
isn't
fun.
it? It's super fun. And here's the crazy part about it. So that was level 1. There are 10 levels in the game. Each one gets more challenging than the last level.
All right.
So in level number 2, we take out some of the wild cards. In level number 3, we take out some of the timers. In level 4, you have to get 4 of a kind instead of 3 of a kind. And then you get to crack open the seal, and there are 3 more secret missions in here. Do you want to know what they are?
Sure.
Sorry, I can't tell you their secret.
Ah, shouldn't know.
Anyway, you might have to play in a certain order. There are cards that give you extra powers. You might be able to not speak, for example. You might get to play with your hand open. So
not speak during this
you're
game
holding up, you're
with
holding
8
them and holding up
players.
exactly.
Just
it's
like
crazy,
going,
isn't
oh
it?
my gosh.
It's super fun, super fast, and it's a cooperative game, but you feel like you're competing.
Yes, I love that.
Isn't that fun?
That is amazing.
That's totally
All
fun.
right.
Good. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. We've got a couple of minutes left, so let me skim through a couple of the other games in
Let's
our product
go.
line.
We got this.
Many of which people will probably already know. No thanks as a reminder. Minder has been a classic game. It's been around for about 15 years. Object of that one is to score the lowest points. The catch is that you have to manage, you get to hold these chips in your hand, you have to manage these chips as you play. Take 5 is, here in the US, that was the original name of the game back from 25 years ago. It's the 25th anniversary of Take 5, which was called Sechs Nimmt in German. We're running a contest where people get to submit their idea for a special card to go in the game that we'll actually publish. The winner will win an all-expenses-paid trip to Essen.
That's amazing. So where can they?
They can go to. They'll be able to see it through the Alliance, website, but also on our website, www.amigo.games. No .com on the end, just amigo.games. So that's a fun one we're doing. Llama is a new game that we just launched this year that was nominated for the Spiel des Jahres. Super fast, super fun. My current favorite is a game called What the Heck. This has been a classic in Germany for 30 years. It's an Alex Randolph game where you're actually trying to read other players' minds, figure out what card they're going to play before, figure out what card they're going to play as you play your cards. It's super simple. There are only 4 rules in the game, but it is complex. You're messing with other people as you play. It's totally fun. The next to last one to tell you about is called Carnival of Monsters. This is a Richard Garfield game. And it's a simple drafting game with lots and lots of robust strategy. There's only 1 slot left in the Royal Monsterological Society, and you want it. So you're competing with all the other players to see who can capture that last slot. The artwork's beautiful. There's 7 different artists in there, many of whom worked with Richard Garfield on the very first set of Magic cards. So it's totally cool.
That's amazing.
Isn't that neat?
That's so cool. All right.
And then you magically reveal one more.
Magically.
Wow, how'd you do that? There's more.
Magic.
Saboteur the Lost Mines, the first ever Saboteur board game. It's the 15th anniversary of Saboteur. This takes some of the similar gameplay you know from playing Saboteur, but it adds a board to it. So you actually are more worried about, in Saboteur you have to make an unconnected path from the mines to the starting point so you can capture the gold. In this one, you don't care so much that you have an unconnected path. You have to traverse it with your player. You're playing on teams, which is a new thing, and there's also a new kind of dwarf in there. It's a selfish dwarf, only out for him or herself.
I love that idea.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
So we're going to slide this out of the way, and I'm going to show you a scoop on a game that we're bringing out for next year. This was launched in Germany a couple of months ago. And I'm going to slide this in carefully.
You can do it.
With help from, there we go. We did it.
Perfect. Fantastic.
So this one, you can see, I'm going to turn it, thank you. We're going to turn it this way a little bit so you can see how it works. The object of this game is that we are each bears, and what do we love to eat?
We love to eat salmon and trout fish.
Salmon, exactly right. These salmon are trying to jump up the waterfall, so they come onto these spaces. The way it works is you roll dice. The dice tell you what you need to do. In this case, you would add water to the purple one, and look what happens when you do that.
That's so
crash
clever.
over the edge. So we only have to do 1 dot water. And then we got 2 pinks. How lucky did I get that this works out? Because look what happens. This bear goes tumbling down as well. So we're putting 2 waters there. The fish goes back in there. Boom. This tells you how many fish you then sort. So on the orange space, we're going to take 3 fish and bring it up here. You go 1, 2, 3. We all then get to move our bears. So I've done the movement on the water and the fish. We now all move our bears to try and capture the salmon. If you get knocked over the edge, any salmon you've captured go back into the pond. If you can make them back to old Bear Rock over here, you get to keep them.
Okay.
So that's most of the rules of the game. One of the things I love the most about our games is that they are so simple and easy to learn, but there's lots of strategy involved. Chances to mess with the other players, interaction, and sometimes you even get to work together as a team.
And sometimes you get to work together. Awesome. So you said this is coming out next year?
This is coming out next year. Let me show you what the cover won't look like. So this is what it looks like. This is the German version. One of the craziest things, it's getting really hard to name games. We wanted to call this Grizzly, but the name Grizzly is not available. So our lawyer said, sorry, you can't use Grizzly.
All right.
Okay?
So work in progress.
Work in progress. Well, we're going to call it Bear Down.
All right.
Which is kind of fun because when you get a bear that's down, that's kind of fun, but it also means bear down. Let's see if we can catch those salmon. So that one's been approved. But we had a real challenge this year in naming our games. It was crazy. We had to go back and forth to the attorneys. I know. But there was an Onion article that came out a couple of years ago that said there are only 3 band names left. That's it. They're all taken.
That's
it's going to be the same challenge.
Same thing.
Same challenge with games.
All right. I love the setup of this. That is so amazing.
Isn't that neat?
The way the board game works is so cool.
Yep. So you use the base of the box as the top of the stream, and then you have the built-in waterfall, and then the fish are here, the bears are up here.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Which game? Now you get to choose which game you choose. You could also take Xcode.
Could I take Xcode? I want to take
yours.
Xcode. Yes. All right. Well, thank you for coming out again.
My pleasure.
Thank you for hanging out with me again.
Anytime.
And you could get these games at PAX or at your friendly local game store.